Commodities.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Rational Investor. We're starting late, as I always do. A traditional baby powder late starting time. Why are we starting late? Why? The answer is because of this little fruit. Do you guys see this? Does anyone know what this is? If you can guess what this is, the first person, we will give away, what do we give away? 1 free month at TRI, free trial month. Can anyone guess what this little fruit is right here? Anyone? This is from Thailand here. Let's see if we get any comments in the audience. We got how many people in here? Oh, Rodrigo Lira. Wow, it's too easy. Too easy. Yes, it's durian. And if you have never tried it, you should try it. It is truly life-changing. It's almost as life-changing as the TRI level 1 program, which is just the beginning of life-changing things. But durian is close. It's up there. Don't listen to anyone that says it smells bad. It doesn't smell amazing, but once you eat it, it's really good. Okay, this is like, you have to have this. It's if you like something that slightly sweet but extremely creamy, that's durian. It's just absolutely I had to eat some durian. I was eating some durian and I got a little distracted and I'm like, oh, I have to do the show, but I love this durian. So then I thought, well, I'll just bring the durian on the show and I'll eat the durian while doing the presentation. Oh, excuse me. I'm eating my durian. Anyway, if you've never been to Thailand or anywhere in Southeast Asia, if you do come, make sure to get it. I actually think durian is the best in Malaysia. That's the place to go to get durian. But, you know, if you go to pretty much anywhere else, you can get it. I'm not sure about Vietnam. I don't think they have much durian there, but most other places they do. Okay, that's enough about durian. You don't care. I'm going to eat it off. Well, I'll shrink myself and eat it in a smaller size. We're going to have smaller durian. And we're going to jump into the charts and see what's going on. I'm going to shrink myself a little bit more. Okay, small durian. Oh, amazing. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, it's not displaying my screen. Wait 1 second. Crap. Wait 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Let's fix that. 9 people watching, but only 2 people talking. Not acceptable. We need more people talking. And by the way, let me know if you run into any buffering issues, because I heard there was still buffering issues with Brian's stream, but last week people said there was no issue with my stream. So I'm curious if there is a significant difference between my stream and Brian's stream. Hit me. I have to. It's kind of weird watching myself eat this durian. I'm gonna shrink myself a little bit more until I finish this. All right. Now you can barely see me, but I'm still eating it. I can't waste this. It's like 200 baht a kilo. Which, to be fair, is like nothing. It's like $6. And I bought like 5 kilos. This was a terrible idea. I didn't bring any napkins. Okay, let's get into the show. Let me make myself bigger again. Take a quick drink of water. Okay, let's go into the news first. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to make myself bigger again. Hello, I'm back. Okay, what is going on in the markets? Why are the markets rallying today? Because of the debt ceiling stuff was supposedly passed in the House. Now it's going to go to the Senate. Supposedly it's going to be passed. That's why the market's rallying. This is not... Is anyone surprised by this outcome? Really? Are we really surprised markets rallying on this? It shouldn't be a surprise. What might be a surprise is looking at the options data and also what's going on with investor sentiment. So something nice to see that I'm happy to see as kind of a bear is that investor sentiment is coming up. We're getting 29% bullish signal versus a 34% neutral, and a 36.8% bearish. That's what we want to see. We want to see this bearish number come down. I want to see this less than 30, preferably. So we've got a little bit of a ways to go. People are still neutral. We want to see things come into the greedy spectrum before we can really consider some serious shorts. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out, that the bullish sentiment does keep increasing, and the neutral sentiment is also increased from last week, while bearish sentiment is at an all-time low for the past month. So that's good for the bear case. We don't want too many people to be bullish. Forex, nothing crazy. ISM manufacturing was the big news today, plus unemployment claims, but everything came in line. No real surprises. I thought the manufacturing prices were quite low, meaning that inflation is cooling off from a pricing standpoint of certain manufacturing goods. So this was interesting. This could be another slight catalyst for rally excuses. Unit labor cost is down. Non-farm productivity was slightly revised down. Really, the big thing was the unemployment and the non-farm employment change. I'm shocked at the non-farm employment change. Like, this is a big number. Why are so many people getting employed? If anybody wants to see the official definition, estimated change in number of employed people during the previous month, excluding farming and government. That's basically what it is. Shocking amount for an economy that is supposedly going into a recession, if you talk to most people in the investment landscape. So this is a big surprise here, this number, and could be the reason why we're rallying. I mean, let's look at when did the market really take off for this rally. It was at about, so if I go to the hourly, 1-2 hours ago, so around 9 for me, basically around the time the market opened. So not when the unemployment claims came out, but more so right after the open. We dipped down, took out the liquidity low, and then took off. That kind of makes sense that we did that. 41.70 initially, and now we're just rallying like crazy, something the market loves to do. Let me go back to here first really quick. So that's the news. Let's look at the spike, the puts and calls going into tomorrow. 420, 4200 is the max pain level. I'd say even 4180, but it could go as high as 4,230. That's going to be the kind of the line in the sand. You can see there's a lot of calls here. Massive, insane amount of puts. Absolutely insane amount of puts. Definitely is not going to go down here. It's just not going to happen. We'll probably close in this area, maybe a bit on the upside, just to destroy any puts. That's what they seem to be doing lately. But 4,200 would be the max pain area. Let's look at the dashboard really quick. By the way, we're not going to be showing this in the near future. I think we will be stopping showing the updated dashboard levels, since it is a premium subscription, and we don't think it's really fair to show for free every day a premium subscription that TRI members pay a good amount for. But I thought I'd just touch on it today. Maybe it's the second to last week or the last week. You can see we did break bullishly on the S&P on the 12th of May. But now it's kind of looking like it's starting to break down, but there's no official breakdown yet. While crypto went very bearish. This is something I wanted to point out. And I posted a chart about this on our Discord actually. I'll go down here. Let me go to my Julian Trade signal room, and I'll show you guys. So I posted this, and maybe it's kind of hard to see. Let me open in my browser. So you can see, maybe it's a bit blurry on your screen. Actually, it's blurry on mine too. You can see on the middle of March, and also I didn't put an arrow on this one, but the middle of April, and now the beginning of June, we've had sharp moves down in the breadth index. And every time that's happened, so here is right here, dropped 10%. Here is the next time it happened, and we dropped more than 10% with Bitcoin. And here's the third time. A 10% drop would put Bitcoin at around 24,800. So something to keep in mind, that this is a big signal that we're getting. I'll get into what I'm seeing with Bitcoin on the chart shortly, but the big thing that the breadth is pointing out is that, you know, this is a very sharp drawback, and the average pullbacks are 10%. So it's just something I wanted to point out and have you guys keep in mind. By the way, for anyone interested in the breadth and the signals generated by it, we don't just generate signals for crypto and the S&P, we also do it for every sector. I checked for technology, for example. the breadth gave massive bullish signals on technology. If you traded just the breadth for technology stocks like Nvidia and Meta and things like that, you would have made insane returns. Just no leverage at all. You would have made 100 to 200% on buying those. Breadth great signals on that. And I'm going to try to, this week sometime, we haven't updated our breadth backtesting data since November of last year. So sometime this week, I'm going to try to update the breadth backtesting data, and we'll see what kind of results we come up with. Because we had some really, really, really great trade data with Bitcoin, for example, in 2022, the breadth making over 100% return, trading it while Bitcoin lost something like 40 or 50 or 60%. So it's been a phenomenal trading tool and something that's generated extreme profits just on its own. I think Brian is actually live trading it now. But the backtest data speaks for itself. And even the current signals and data, sometimes you get a few false breakouts. That does happen, but no system is perfect. But overall, it seems to generate some truly remarkable returns. So even me, I've been a bit skeptical on it sometimes, but I'm going, when I see a signal from the breadth, I take it very seriously. And in our Discord, we actually have, for anybody that subscribes, you get a notification whenever a breadth cross happens on the S&P and on crypto. No, this is not a marketing message or anything. I'm just talking about it in relation to this signal related to Bitcoin and what happened in here and what I'm potentially expecting. While if I didn't have this signal, I would be looking for actually a bullish move in Bitcoin, and I'll talk about that later. Let's look at the S&P really quick and see what's going on today, what's happening, where do I expect it to go, and then we'll jump into some Bitcoin. Probably won't be too long of a show today. Try to keep this for under 30 minutes. So I'll try to get through S&P, maybe look at VIX a little bit, and then get into Bitcoin within the next 20 minutes for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, if it's about a specific stop, hold it for the after party, and we'll talk about it in the after party. When I do any kind of stock you guys want to look at. And I've got a couple nice ones that we're going to talk about that are at some really nice buying place, nice area locations for buying to consider. Just need structure and a couple of things. Okay, so S&P, what's going on? Let's go to a weekly chart, 2-week chart actually. So S&P is trending higher. It's very bullish, looking strong. Oops, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. On a 2-week chart, we're looking very bullish. Now, look at stochastic. I mean, this is straight up. Just up and away. Really no downward move here. And this is the breakout, right? This is breakout to the upside. And we're above the 50 level. Very, very bullish on the, almost like we have a W breakout. I mean, if I go to a weekly, right, here's kind of your W. And it's almost like we've broken above this high. And if this is our W, then chaos would actually point to a move up here, which is just crazy to me. 5,500. Could you imagine we went up to 5,500? What would that look like? What would an ABCD here of this look like? So an ABCD points to 5,900. I find this really hard to believe, but it's a potential scenario that we could be looking at here with this insane up-only market that we're kind of in. Very surprised by it, but that's the situation we found ourselves in. This 3-day chart is just up. I would be very cautious about shorting as long as we're in this kind of uptrending channel on RSI. I think it would be very dangerous to jump into any shorts here. I can even make a channel here, right? Parallel channel. Something like this. Actually, I need to adjust it, but something along these lines I think would make a lot more sense. Right, like this. Okay, like that. And then that's your low right there. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. There's kind of your uptrending channel. You want to see a breakdown right here about below 4,000 to really see the next leg down. I don't like how price is pushing higher and kind of almost confirming this kind of W pattern here. Not a huge fan of what I'm seeing it for bears, at least. Let's go to a lower time frame daily chart, right? So here's your daily. We can even bring this RSI in and see, okay, are we still in an uptrend? 50 levels slightly bullish, and that's why you have these green backgrounds in my RSI. It's saying like don't short. If you short here, you're probably going to get run over. So that's kind of what we're seeing. The market's just sitting up here while we keep getting fundamental warning data. A lot of fundamental data coming out that's signaling problems in the market, but at the same time, it's not going down. It's not pulling back. And we're just slowly marching higher and having these dump days where people just get taken out both ways. You get dumped down quickly, rally up. Not a easy trading environment. Actually, if anything, it is not a terrible trading environment. I would say it's a very bad investing environment, but trading environment, it's pretty good if you're okay trading on lower time frames. For me, I don't really enjoy super low time frames. I prefer swing trades. I don't like this kind of move where the market dumps one day and then just rallies like crazy the next day. I mean, you can see this isn't really a surprise. An interesting thing that's been happening basically all of April and even parts of May is that every Thursday and Friday the market seems to rise, and then the rest of the week it goes down. So like for example here, Tuesday, Wednesday, down, 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 and then Thursday we get a move up into Friday. Before Monday we dump again, and we sit down there. Before Thursday we get a spike, and Friday we close up. Same thing here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday down, and this one we didn't get a spike, but you can see here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Thursday spike, and into Friday we close up, right? We even take out the highs. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday dump, Thursday, Friday spike. Okay, sit, it didn't do anything, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday spike. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday spike, and same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday down, Thursday and Friday spike. I mean, Friday maybe there won't be a spike, maybe we'll just sit here, but it seems like Thursday and Friday we go up, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we go down. It's a very strange pattern that's been happening since almost 2 months now, right? So April 3rd. Did it happen here? No, we went up on a Wednesday. We started going up, and Thursday and Friday, but Monday and Tuesday generally down. Let's go back here. Thursday and Friday we went down back here. So a little bit different market dynamic in March, but since then we've had this weird, just slowly rising market with these pullbacks Monday to Wednesday, and then huge rallies, almost like short squeezes on Thursday and Friday. So something to keep in mind for your trading, that, if you're in shorts, maybe exit before the market rallies on potentially Thursday and Friday, and then consider re-entries at the highs on Friday for the pullback on Monday. I don't know how long this will continue. It can stop at any point, but it is something strange that I recently noticed, and I think something important to be cognizant of. All right, let's go to a 4 hour. I mean, even a 4 hour is worthless. Kind of, this data everything's just moving too fast. This is really my only RSI line here. We broke through it. There's really no easy way to trade this, right? I mean, the big thing is just the debt deal. That's the excuse to rally here. We'll probably tag this 425 midpoint and then reject. But I don't really have any clear signals. You can see slight divergences coming in on the high side where price is making a higher high, but RSI is not. You can even see on stochastic coming in these divergences, but nothing really concrete. That this is hard to trade. You really have to go to these low time frames, kind of like a 15-minute chart, where you might be able to take trades off of it. That's kind of it. I mean, you can see these liquidity lows, right? We took out the lows. So you could have considered a long at the lows here and put your stop right below. That would have been a nice long opportunity. And then your take profit is at the previous highs, which is right up here. So you would take profit up here. That would be your trade for the day. For a day trade, not hard at all. Just look at the previous day's low and high, and you trade around that whole thing. So low, high, blah, blah, blah. Long term on the S&P, I mean, we're up. It's up only for now. It really is. It's just a slow grind higher. This stochastic on the weekly has to roll over. Everything has to roll over, and I don't see it yet. I don't see that rollover. It seems like every week Thursday and Friday is like save the day and the market rallies. These are bullish candles. I'm not seeing bearish candle rejections here. So that's what I'm seeing on the S&P. DXY is pulling back. That also might be part of the reason we're rallying. DXY is really pulling back. We came up to this 61.8 level. I actually want to adjust this a little bit. Yeah, we came up actually and tagged basically almost the 78.6 right here. If I raise it a little bit, we're a little bit short actually. We came up 61.8 and we're reversing there. Yeah, it's not looking great from the bullish standpoint for the dollar. This would be your support on RSI that I would expect to come in and help with a potential reversal. Maybe this was wave 1 and we're actually in a 5-wave up trending series, but it's a little bit early to call that. But the US dollar was getting overbought, so it makes sense for a bit of a pullback, which would drive the bullishness with the S&P and also gold. Gold, they were very sneaky. I actually put a long on for gold at 1936, and I set my stop at 1933 or 32, and they took me out. And by the time they took me out, it had already rallied back up, and I was like, oh, that's a lesson in don't set your stops too tight. I set my stop just a little bit too tight because I was so confident it was going to reverse. I put a decently sized position on where if I lost, okay, I lost like 2%. But if I won, if it reversed, I would make out huge. But I only had like a 4-point stop from where I bought. And I got stopped out right at the bottom. So that was quite frustrating because otherwise this was a fantastic trade, very obvious location for me where there's a reversal, right? Because RSI is pulling back, and then this was when we came back, we pulled back, and this is my entry right here on this candle, which is a textbook setup for me. And it worked, but I missed it. So a bit pissed about that one. But gold's looking like it wants to run higher. Potential resistance right here, or it could run into resistance with RSI, probably around the 2000 level. That would make sense that it could run into that level and hit resistance. This is a lot of resistance up here. It kind of depends on what's going to happen with the US dollar. We'll have to see, but I think you'll run into 2000 and then you'll pull back a bit, and then based on what happens with the US dollar, gold will even move higher or it'll roll over. Right now the more likely scenario is that it moves higher. Okay, Bitcoin. That's the thing you guys really care about. Bitcoin. It's been about 20 minutes, 22 minutes. So I've got 7 minutes left. Bitcoin, as I said, on the dashboard, looks quite bearish. And if we go to like a daily chart here, this is ironically, this is so you've got a downtrending line here, but then you're welcome, MM. Ironically, this is a textbook long setup for me. A breakout from the RSI downtrend, a retest of the downtrend line is my long signal. So I should be looking to get long down here at around 26,500, 26,600, and setting my stops down here at like 25,800. That would be my stop. But I don't like that the crypto top 30 on the dashboard is negative. So what I've done is I've taken a look at the 4-hour, and I've basically told myself, okay, I'm going to watch this 4-hour. If we can break on the other side of this 4-hour, then I'll consider longs. If we can't, then price is going lower. So price is kind of consolidating here, right? But this is my 10%. Actually, I think it should be a little bit higher, somewhere like that. And then 10% would be at 25,000. And I get rid of that. But that's where the price target kind of is. And we could even do a little bit of an ABCD here to that. And then here. And then it brings me to this 26,000 level. And we could even do this. This is kind of an M top and reversal. Do like this, like that. 25,900 takes you right to the lows, previous lows from May. That also could happen. So I'm not considering longs until this 4-hour breaks on the other side, and then I might jump on one, depending on how the breath looks. But I'm not taking anything simply because the breath has been so accurate. I don't want to trade against it. I really don't. Even though I'm getting some potential long reversal signals. But until this downtrend breaks out, we're in kind of a downtrend on Bitcoin. We're breaking down from this larger. Get rid of this here. Get rid of this. We had this large rising parallel channel, right? We're kind of breaking down from that. We broke actually down from it, and then we went back inside it, and now we're breaking down outside of it again. If we break lower outside of this uptrending parallel channel, it's very bearish for the Bitcoin price. Our first stop is this 25,000 level, and then after that, potentially we can go to 20. That's the next major support level that I have on the chart. I can even expand it. It's kind of like here, this range, 21 to 19.5. That's your range. That was where I would consider DCAs. My original DCA is almost down here, but I when we were down here at 16, I was thinking we could hit 12. This time I'm being a little bit more conservative. So if we hit 25, maybe I'll buy a tiny bit, and then if we hit 19.5 to 20, that's when I'll do a lot of my dollar cost averaging. And even if we can go even lower, then I might buy some down here. I'll always keep a bit. I'm not going to go crazy with my buys, but these are the certain levels where I'll be nibbling along the way. Yeah, I mean that's kind of it for Bitcoin. I don't really have anything else. It's broken down. It doesn't look great. Target is 26 first, and then maybe a bit lower to this 25 area. This would be your big zone of this downtrending channel. But that would kind of confirm the breakdown of this what looks like to me a distribution move. This is all distribution up here, and now we're getting our big pullback. But there's not gonna be an extreme pullback unless the S&P also pulls back, and the S&P is just looking too bullish right now for me. I want to see some kind of breakdown below this 50 EMA, which is at least at 41.25. Like if we can't even see that, I don't know how anything can break down. So, you know, that's what's happening. At least the investor sentiment is turning more bullish. So, you know, that increases the chance that we will break down. I think something I wanted to touch on really quick was the VIX before we call it a day. The VIX got destroyed here. Absolutely destroyed. Now, that makes sense because of the debt ceiling thing. But still interesting because the VIX had this nice divergence building. Right, like this. And it touched the bottom end of the divergence. Here, can you see this on RSI, this uptrending divergence building? But price, nothing ever took off. Nothing really moved higher. It's very strange that it's taken out the lows here and been unable to break above and actually broken below what was for all intents and purposes, a uptrending parallel channel. You see that I actually locked it. I can go a little bit lower with this. Yeah, so I would lock it again. Save the chart. So it broke below this uptrending parallel channel and is not looking great at all. Even adjust. Let me see if I adjust it a bit. What happens? Yeah, that's all I feel comfortable with, like this. And you have this crazy anomaly up here, but I just don't want to. I think it's more accurate not including the crazy anomaly. Yeah, like that. Yeah, you had the RSI uptrend divergence that should have broken to the upside, but just kept getting smacked down and reversed. So very interesting how the VIX has had multiple fake outs and refuses to basically break above the 20 level. That's also going to drive the market to move higher. I just wanted to point out that there's continual divergence coming in, but also what looks like potentially it's failing. The divergence is failing and it's breaking down, and if it keeps moving lower, then this is a failed setup, and we're going to head a lot lower with the VIX, which is so ironic considering where we are right now. in this massive tightening cycle with the inflation and the debt ceiling and all these kind of events, and the market doesn't go down. It's funny. And the VIX is at the lowest it's been basically since COVID. Only time it was very low in 2021 when they were juicing the market with extreme amounts of money. It's at the same level as that, when now there's no money being juiced into the market. Interesting development, something I wanted to point out. Really quick, let's see what's going on. One of the lower time frames here, you can see some kind of turn is happening. This can still move higher, no problem. Very bullish when price is up here in RSI. And there's just, there's no real pullback yet, but it is crossing over, so something to keep in mind. Stochastic RSI is breaking down, but you really need to see this cross below the 50 to get sufficiently bearish and to see a reversal. I did say that 4220 right here, 4220 right here is kind of your, so 4230 is here, 4220 area is here. This area is your max pain area, so I would be surprised if price moved higher from here. And that's your big resistance level. If you're a day trader, you're taking profits up here. Your fib range was basically here to here. 61.8 is here. Yeah, 78.6. You're tagging 78.6. This is often a reversal point. 78.6 and 88.6 are great reversal trade locations. So it makes sense that price is reversing here. Maybe we tag the 61.8 before then we move higher again. Tough to say in this super fast moving market. Really, really tough to say. Everything is bullish on these lower time frames. So, that's what we're seeing. I don't know where we're going to go. I really don't. This is such a hard market to call right now. I don't have a clear, I like to lay out clear plans, but I just don't have one right now. It's all over the place, especially with this debt ceiling deal. Who knows what's going to happen with the Senate? Maybe they don't pass it. Maybe there's some freak thing that happens. LT Litecoin, doesn't that show us that there's a market rigging? Eddie, I'm not sure. I'm really not. I don't want to say one way or the other. It is a bit weird. Richard says LTC is rallying. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, right? There's a halvening coming. It looks like it's pulling back actually now. Look at, you said it's rallying right at the top. Yeah, I mean, this broke down initially. Let me get rid of this stuff. I thought there would be a fifth wave, but obviously that didn't happen. Look at a 3-day chart. Nothing suggesting a big rally to me yet on this 3-day chart. I would want to see RSI break out of this 3-day. Actually, this downtrend. I want to see it break out, and then once it breaks out, then we can take off and maybe head a bit higher. This is 26.8, and here's 130. So maybe it can head to the highest target for me would be 137, which would be right in line with these zone up here. So that's kind of the biggest potential move I could see happening. I wouldn't go too crazy about this until RSI breaks out on the 3-day chart. Otherwise, I think I would just call this kind of oscillating. It hasn't done much since basically January. So, we're in June now, 6 months, and it hasn't done almost anything. Yeah, I wouldn't, this is not just a baby rally, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go over any other requests in the after party. It's been about 30 minutes. We try to keep these shows at around 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some nice insight. To recap, S&P close tomorrow looking around the 4200 level for max pain. Monday to Wednesday look like downtrend J's for the last 2 months. Expect moves lower from Monday to Wednesday, and Thursday to Friday expect big spikes. However, not guaranteed. It's going to work as long as it works, and then eventually it will stop working. And Bitcoin breath is pointing negative. I've got a bull long setup firing. However, I also have lower time frame setups that are firing bearish. target is 26K and then 25K after that, 25.8K or so. Take out the lows of the liquidity. So here's the low, 28.5 right below that is a party. And if you're not, hopefully you enjoyed the show, and maybe I do eventually see you in the after party one day. All right, bye everybody.